Hello there. For today we're going to look at this number here. It was a database number that was done in Uneb 2023 Senior 6 Paper 2. Okay. I'm going to divide it into two parts, and the two videos are going to be uploaded concurrently, almost at the same time, so that if you watch video 1, then video 2 will be awaiting. So here it is. The table below shows agroforestry plants for sale. The table should be called plants table, in bracket cost in shillings. Cost is in shillings. Okay, let's create this table, and the name of the database, use an appropriate software to create a database. Save it as your name and personal number. Now the saving part is really important. You see, it's having 2 marks, and also the table name is really important in database. So I'm going to create it here under this folder. If you have yours, you can create it under your folder. So access is here, and you're renaming it your name and personal number. So let me rename it Uneb DB Paper 2 2023. Okay. Then I open. Back to the question. You're going to create a table. You're going to design a table having those fields: plant number, plant name, cost per plant, and quality. If you always get this message, you just click at enable content, and then you continue with whatever you're doing. For some databases, if it appears like this, some databases are going to appear like that with ID, and then click to add. You just close this, and then go and create your own table under table design. Okay, so it's here. I enter the fields. The fields are for plant name, plant number, plant name, plant number. There is cost per plant and quality. Cost per plant and quality. Forgot the Q. Quality. Okay. So whenever you're creating fields in database, you should be very keen with the data types, appropriate data types. I'm going to start with plant number. Now this is text, but I could decide to make it a lookup, an auto number rather. I can make it an auto number. Okay. This is text, but I can also make it a lookup wizard. And this is currency. And here in brackets there is cost in shillings. So it should be in Ugandan currency. So I'm going to just conclude with this, because I've really answered part A. Use an appropriate software to create a database. Save it as your name and personal number. Design a table. I'm actually at part B. Design a table for the given data with appropriate data types. Appropriate data types. That is important. Save the table as plant table. So I'm going to go with this. I'm going to make this an auto number. I'm going to make this text. I'm going to make this currency in Ugandan currency. Okay. Sorry for that. Back to the database. Now this is an auto number, but it flows in form of AGR minus 001. I make it auto, and I give it a flow. It's in a format in quotes AGR minus close quotes 000. We shall see the effect of that. Plant number Was it plant number? Back to this. It was actually plant name. Oh, the first was plant number, then the next was plant name. I made an error there. Yes, and this is plant name. So it is text. And cost. Cost is currency, but if I put currency, I make it Ugandan currency. So under format, I give it Ugandan currency. UGX hash 0.00. Yes, that is capable of generating Ugandan currency at our field cost per plant. Actually, this was quantity. It wasn't quality. It was quantity. It was quantity. And, depending on the question, we shall come back and change the data type. But as of now, I could leave it at text. Or even if you feel the quantity is in numbers, you can give it a number. But depending on the questions, I'll come back and change that. So let us see, assign a primary key for the data, 1 mark. A primary key is a unique field. It's going to uniquely identify a field. So a unique field here is a plant number. If you look at all of them, plant name is not unique because you could have a repetition of plant names here, and you could have a repetition of cost per plant, and even quantity, but you can't have a repetition at plant number. So I make it a primary key. Right click at it, go to primary key, and you immediately save your table as plant table because it was in the question. Save it as plant table, and it's exactly that, plant table. Go to OK. For the saving, I use the shortcut Ctrl S, or you can even click at this save feature here. It can help you save the table, this one here. Yes, so click OK, and then close the plant table. So it's always a confusion among people doing database, the designing of the table and entering data into the table. I was not entering data into the table yet. I was still designing the table. And you see, designing a table is taking me 6 marks. From the first question I did, I designed a database, then I designed fields, appropriate data types, primary keys, and they're all taking me 6 marks. And then part D, actually, I'll stop at part D, entering the data into the table. So they're telling us to enter the data into the table. We're entering the data into the table normally. We're not using a form to do that. We're entering it normally. If they wanted us to use a form, they would have indicated it in the question. So we are entering the data into the table, and we are going to see whether our data types were really correct, starting from the auto number up to the cost per plant. Open your table and then start entering data there. You see, there's an indication here that Ugandan currency is not yet here. At times it happens in some computers. We shall deal with that. Plant name, I think the first one was mango. Yes, it was mango. You see the auto number is working, and it's only the cost that didn't work. It is actually still in dollars, and there is a decimal point. So it means that auto number is not right. So don't worry about that. Just close the table from here. Right click at this table, go to design view, and then back to currency, give it Ugandan currency, UGX. You just repeat it, hash 0.00. Eliminate the decimal places. You don't want them because even in the table they were not there. So save and reopen the table. You see it works now. We go to plant 2, it is orange, and orange is 2000. Tangerine, and if we look at tangerine 1500, spelling tangerine, this is E. Okay, the next one is lime 500. At times there is confusion when someone is trying to delete this, but you could click where it ends, then you delete, or you can highlight, then you type. Purple is also 500. You see the auto numbers are just automatic. It's even saving time. It is saving typing time. Avocado 1000. Avocado 1000. Yes. By the time, if you don't know the auto number, you could put their text, then you move on with your table because auto number was not mentioned anywhere in the question. But even if you use text, no problem. But if you're having challenges, I will make another video concerning auto numbers, how they work. Then Movule 2500. Movule is 2500. Okay. Then there is mahogany. Mahogany is also 2500. What next? Eucalyptus, spelling there eucalyptus is 2000. What else? Passion fruit. Passion fruits, it is 500. Okay, 500. So you should be very careful when you're entering data into your table, because any mistake you do here could, generate an error. Database is having a lot of errors. You could have errors generated in your table. To avoid that, be extra careful when you're typing data into your table. So that is it, and I've really entered my data into the table, and I'm halfway of the question. Those are 10 marks at that question. Uneb subsidiary ICT 2023 paper 2. So next video awaits. Thanks for watching this one.